So this is the flaring demo. We're going to flare this piece of 3/8 copper. The first thing you're going to do is use your reaming tool, and we're going to ream it out. All right, now we got a nice ream. You can see the shiny edge from the ream I did. So when we go to use our flaring tool, this is a great flaring tool. It has a clutch, so when you go to tighten it, when you've tightened it all the way in, you'll feel it make this pop, this click, and you'll know you've tightened the flare all the way. We also have a depth gauge. So this depth gauge will show you how far to stick your piece of copper in to make the perfect flare. And down here, this is the slider to pick your size. So we're going to use 3/8. So 3/8 labeled right here. So I'm going to first put my slider over the 3/8. I'm going to close it. I'm going to stick my piece of copper in until it slides up and just hits the slider. It's kind of hard to do and you can't really see like this. So that just nicks it. So you want to, I'm just going to tighten it. It should just slide over enough where it rubs and you just hit the copper, but it can still slide over. So I suggest putting the slider over your hole, sliding the piece of copper in, and you'll have it in the right spot. Something you should always make sure you do is put the flare nut on first. Because if you don't put the flare nut on, how the heck are you going to make a seal? If you don't put this on first, you're going to have to cut the flare off and restart. Great example. So first, take it out. Flare nut on. I'm going to stick it in the 3/8 again. I'm going to slide it up until it hits the stopper. I'm going to close it, make sure it's tight. Make sure it slides freely over top. Now I'm going to bring over the yoke. And you'll see these little dimples here. That's where it should slide and click into. I heard it click. I'm going to go to this side. I'm going to tighten it up. I want it to be nice and tight. Good. Now, before I tighten it down, you'll see the zoom spout oil. I'm going to put a drop of this oil on the spinning flare head at the top here. So I'm going to go in through the side. I can see it. I'm going to squeeze the bottle, put a couple drops on the spinner on the inside, the flare head. And now I'm going to tighten it down. And that oil is going to really help prevent the copper from ripping. And eventually, as I tighten, you'll see this is pushing up. It's the clutch to make sure I don't over tighten. And now it got soft. That means I tightened enough. So I'm going to go backwards, unscrew it till it's all the way out. I'm going to loosen the yoke. This piece is called the bar, FYI. Loosen the yoke, slide it back, open it up. Look at that. Perfect flare. Nice and shiny. I'm going to feel this edge. If there's any ridges from a bad job reaming, I'll bring my flare nut up. If the flare is too big, when I pull it, you'll feel it rub against the threads and doesn't want to slide in. But mine slides in nice and easily, and that's a perfect flare. So the big things, make sure when you stick your piece of copper up, the depth gauge can slide over, but you want it to still rub on the top of the copper. If it doesn't rub, it's not in high enough. You want to tighten it down on the little balls here. And when you tighten your yoke down, you'll feel the clutch when you've gone all the way. And you want to use your zoom spout oil on, it's kind of hard to see here, but you'll see the inner cone, which actually is flaring. So you'll stick it in, and you'll do a drop of oil right there. And then you're ended up with a perfect flare.